Meet Neo, the world's first consumer-ready humanoid robot. Neo is developed by the robotics company called 1X, and being the first consumer-ready robot, it is designed for convenience and ease of domestic activities. We say consumer-ready as you can order it now for a deposit of $200 or pay a monthly subscription of $4.99 each month, which should take you around 2 years to pay off, or you could order or pay one sum of $20,000 and become an owner, although it doesn't currently ship until 2026 in the US and 2027 for international shipments. Neo isn't the first humanoid robot we've seen. We have the likes of Figure 3 and Tesla's Optimus, which are still in production. But what makes Neo unique is the promise of what it can already do, being the first consumer-ready humanoid robot. Although Neo is supposed to be fully autonomous, from the videos and demos we've seen, it happens to have a 1X expert that tends to control everything Neo does, at least for now. Also, Neo has a brain and a memory, and it uses Redwood's AI and 1X model to help store information and understand prompts or tasks it's given. Redwood's AI is tailored for humanoid form factors and capable of performing end-to-end chores around the house. And if all that sounds too technical, Redwood's AI is what makes Neo act the way it does, and the 1X model is the chip. So every chore or command Neo receives makes it even smarter, which in turn should enable it to understand what chore it has to do and when it needs to do them. A common question you might think to ask is, would Neo be fully autonomous? Well, according to Brent, the founder and CEO of 1X, Neo works autonomously by default. Meaning, once they start rolling out these robots to people, it wouldn't need the help of someone controlling it from the back end unless there is a chore request it doesn't recognize. Then you can schedule a 1X expert to guide it in completing the request. And so it learns from that and knows how to do it the next time, so it doesn't need the help of one of these experts who are also 1X employees. For now, the whole process where someone has control over Neo with the help of VR Meta headsets is called teleoperation. And the teleoperator, which is the person in control of Neo, cannot have access to Neo unless you approve it. But if you had the same thought as I did, wouldn't that mean letting a stranger into my home? Because if someone could see my home through Neo's lenses or eyes, wouldn't that mean kind of spying? I understand I am the one to give out my approval to these experts, and they are supposed to just help Neo understand the chore it's supposed to do. But what's stopping this expert from taking out my debit card from my purse and reading out my information? I'm just saying, because why can't I, the owner of the robots, control my robots or my Neo instead of letting someone I might not know into my home? But again, I guess the person didn't just earn the name experts just by waking up and buying a VR headset. But I have another food for thought. What if one day Neo suddenly becomes smart enough that it could make decisions without any human inputs, because it's supposed to know how and when to do this chore? So could it possibly one day just inflict pain on me, the owner? That's a thought. But I would believe for Neo to function, it would need some keywords, and regardless of whose voice says what around the house, it knows with those keywords what to do. Liken it to when you say, "Hey Siri," and every device that knows that command lights up, and you can give it a command, say, "Call mom," and it does that regardless of the voice. Having Neo is similar to having a toddler who you have to keep training until they grow up. A robot doesn't grow up, it learns and gets smarter, but from the demo seen, Neo is slower than an actual human being at this moment. It takes a minute to get a bottle of water from the fridge and even longer to load 3 items into the dishwasher, something a human could do in less than 3 to 5 seconds. So will it get faster in the future? What does this imply for the human in performing household chores? Well, Neo responds slower than the average human, meaning humans still need to perform most household chores. But as technology evolves, it is possible for domestic chores to be completely handed over to robots. If you've been staying up to date with the news, you know that Meta plans to cut down its workers by a massive amount. So are we just slowly going into the direction where humans are being paid to stay at home, say for a fee of $2,000 a month, and we just leave everything to the hands of robots to do? So who is Neo for? My guess would be as good as yours. families, elderlies, people with disabilities, and just generally people who can afford Neo. But staying on the topic of affordability for a bit, pricing anything above 20k would be a long shot from being affordable. According to Elon, who wants Tesla's Optimus to be accessible, if you have to peg any of these robots at 30 to 45k, then who really needs it? Most people right now could still pay $500 for the next 2 years every month to own a Neo, but raising the price above 20k would just be far-fetched from affordable. These robots are great, and I think anyone planning to get a Neo would be making a good choice. But is it for everyone? No. Especially when we still have the big issue of things not having to work the way they should in some parts of the world. Of course, we can't have the fact that there are some countries that are still playing catch-up because they are miles away from having robots function the way they should, but I like to be optimistic. But I've tried to wrap my head around this scenario. If I give my Neo a random chore to do, say clean the roof or even a chore that it doesn't recognize, do I get a 1X expert from the States? Or are we going to see more workstations in other parts of the world? I would like that to be the case, but then again, trust me, someone from Africa is going to own a Neo, and until we get the answer, it's just a long time to wait. Anyways, let me know what you think. Are you paying $200 now to secure your Neo, or nah? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until the next one, I'm X2 Excel. Peace.